I have Scottish background, but if you'd like to say welcome or hello with the accent of your Irish, and I assume all of you in green are, you could say good morning. Welcome, dear friends. Welcome to our spiritual home, the Unitarian Universalist Church of Tarpon Springs. My name is Barbara Rosen, and I'm serving as your worship associate today. I use she, her pronouns, and am an older white woman wearing glasses to read and clothing for those visually impaired, green and blue. I originate from the Seneca Nations, and we want to acknowledge that here at the church, we are on the lands of the Tocobaga and Seminole peoples. We are a church of many welcomes, and we offer a warm welcome to all of you. This is a liberal community for all ages, promoting spiritual growth, social justice, and the arts. To learn more about events, our church calendar is on our website, uutarpon.org, or we'd be happy to talk with you during the coffee hour. For those present with us in the building, we have connection cards near the hymnals if you'd like to fill them out so that we can connect with you. There are also small cards because we do joys and sorrows at the end if you'd prefer to write something in writing that you'd like to share. Erin Powers will lead our service today called Good Things Take Time. Erin, they, them, is a free-range Unitarian Universalist religious educator from the Tampa area. They are a seminarian studying at United Theological Seminaries of Twin Cities. Erin is inspired by the interconnections woven throughout humanity and the greater living world. They believe we can learn how to build stronger communities by paying attention to the rhythms of nature. Bonnie Whitehurst and our choir bring us our music today, and the first piece is number 1010, We Give Thanks, in the Teal Hymnal.
And we'll be doing it twice through. We're taking the repeat. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day, for all gathered here and those far away, for the time we share with love and care. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day, for all gathered here and those far away, for the time we share with love and care. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day.
Good morning. So I am indeed Erin Powers. I am a white, non-binary person with rainbow-framed glasses, short, dark, curly-ish hair, a yellow top, and a beaded necklace, and a tad bit of green on my rainbow bracelet, and probably on my frames as well. Our opening words today are by Rebecca Edmonston Lange. Come in. Come into this place which we make holy by our presence. Come in with all of your vulnerabilities and strengths, fears and anxieties, loves and hopes. For here you need not hide, nor pretend, nor be anything other than who you are and are called to be. Come into this place where we can touch and be touched, heal and be healed, forgive and be forgiven. Come into this place where the ordinary is sanctified, the human is celebrated, the compassionate is expected. Come into this place. Together, we make this a holy place.
We light our chalice with these words from Summer Abayate. In betwixt and in between, we move in liminal spaces that show shades of what we can become, what can be. We light this chalice as a symbol of courage to move into that line of this and not this and that, not that, with patience and faith, love, hope, that this time will pass like the sun that moves between rising and setting, reminding us that beauty resounds in betwixt and in between. We'll next have the covenant reading.
Please join me in reading the covenant from the screen. We strive to look for and encourage the best in each other as we move toward justice, peace, and love for both ourselves and the world. And when we fall short, we will seek understanding, reconciliation, and a return to covenant.
Our story. Okay, and now our story. I'm so excited to tell this one today. So the story is called The Empty Pot. Long, long ago, the emperor of an ancient land was old and dying. He loved children, but he had none of his own. So the emperor decided to choose one of the children of his land to be the next emperor. The emperor also loved plants, and of these he had many. So nobody was surprised by the test that he offered to the children of the land. The emperor called all of the children to his palace, and he said, "I will give one seed to each of you. Come back in 1 year. When I see what you have grown from your seeds, I will choose the next emperor." The children ran from the palace smiling. All they had to do was grow a seed, and they would be emperor. But a year is a long time. Most of the children decided to wait a while to do their planting. And as the year went by, many children forgot about their seeds. But one boy, a boy named Chen, took care of his seed right away. Just like the emperor himself, Chen loved plants. Chen carefully carried the emperor's seed home, sealing it securely in his hand so it wouldn't fall, but not so tightly that it might crush. As soon as he got home, Chin found a clay pot made by his grandfather. He thought that pot would be just right to grow his seed. He washed the pot and dried it carefully. Next, Chin found rich black soil that had many worms in it to make it nourishing. Chin filled the pot with the soil, then he planted his seed, carefully covering it. Chin set the pot in the sun. Every day, he lightly sprinkled water on the seed, but nothing grew from the seed, nothing at all. Some weeks went by. The other children boasted to each other of the wonderful, large plants they had grown, but Chin's seed did not grow. He tried moving the pot to another window. He tried watering his plant more and even singing to his plant. But no matter what Chin did, his seed did not grow. Then a year had passed. It was time to return to the emperor. Chin was ashamed that his seed had not grown. His wise grandfather said, "You did your best, Chin. You were caring and patient. Be honest with the emperor and explain that you did your best. It will be enough." So Chin returned to the palace with his empty pot held carefully in his arms. The children lined up to present their plants. The first child had a large plant with thick leaves, a ginseng plant that could be used to make paper and medicine. The next child had a eucalyptus plant, a healthy, strong plant that would soon become a tree big enough to produce food for many animals. By the time Chin's turn came, he was so sad about his empty pot. Feeling very embarrassed, Chin held his empty pot up for the emperor to see. Chin explained how he had lovingly cared for his seed. Chin talked about his love for his grandfather who had made the pot. He told the emperor everything he had done to care for the seed, and how sad he felt that the seed would not grow. The emperor smiled and spoke. "There is only one among you who is honest enough to be the emperor," he said. "The seeds that I gave you had been boiled, so they would never grow. These wonderful plants that some children have shown me did not come from the seeds I gave them." Now, some of the other children looked ashamed because they had not been honest, and the emperor knew it. Only one child cared for the seed, even when it did not grow. Only Chin gave the seed all it needed and asked for nothing. Only Chin was honest enough to show me an empty pot. Chin will be the new emperor. Chin moved to the emperor's palace with his grandfather. The old emperor taught him many things about gardening and much more. And when the emperor died, he was smiling because he knew that Chin would care for his land with love and honesty. And with that, our story ends. Now it is time to sing our children to their religious education class.
Go now in peace.
The purpose of our church is to encourage all who gather here to grow more generous in spirit and in action. We now take an offering that allows us to exercise that all-important generosity of spirit, an offering that will support this self-supporting church and its many ministries. The gifts of the congregation will be most gratefully received.
And we'll have a moment of silence after this quote from Maya Angelou. We delight in the beauty of the butterfly, but rarely admit the changes it has gone through to achieve that beauty. Our reading today is by Morgan Harper Nichols. A tiny seed emerges from the ground, transforming the dormant seed into a blooming flower after the rain. A caterpillar emerges from its chrysalis as a stunning butterfly, undergoing a complete transformation from crawling insect to flying wonder. A spider carefully weaves an intricate web between two branches, turning simple silk strands into a complex and functional structure. As spring arrives, a dormant tree gradually grows new leaves, transforming into a lush green canopy. A small bird creates a nest twig by twig to protect its eggs, transforming scattered materials into a safe haven for new life. A wind-born seed finds a new home and begins to grow, transforming from a tiny dormant capsule to a thriving plant in its new environment. A tadpole gradually develops legs and evolves into a frog, transitioning from an aquatic fish-like creature to an amphibian capable of living on land. A river gradually carves a new path through the landscape over time, transforming the terrain and forming new features, such as canyons and valleys. May you always be the one to pause and remember, even the smallest or the most subtle transformation that is happening all around you. And may you know that you are still here, and you can know that transformation too. A process of growth and renewal, a beautiful unfolding, awakening, despite it all.
Waiting in the silence, I am waiting
This week marks the official beginning of spring. For the greater living world of the Northern Hemisphere, this is a time of rapid transformation. In the more northern parts of our world, they often experience more dramatic signs of this transformation. In areas like ours, closer to the equator, the signs can be more subtle, yet no less noticeable if you know what to look for. Our cool nights get warmer. The sandhill cranes have little ones following close. The manatees venture further out as the water warms. Azaleas and citrus are in bloom, and oak trees blanket us with pollen. The subtleties of change and transformation sometimes catch us by surprise, especially if we are not paying close attention. I have 2 large elm trees in my yard. Their branches are high above my head. Every winter they lose their leaves, and every spring there comes a point when I begin to wonder if the spindly, twisting branches will ever have leaves again. And then seemingly one day, every branch is covered in tiny, bright green leaves. But these leaves didn't appear as overnight as it seems. The buds were present, and the leaf tips surely began to poke out before the leaves fully unfurled. Though they were beyond my eyesight's reach, these small signs of transformation were there. Our own personal transformation is like this too sometimes. We aren't always noticing the small changes along the way. We can grow impatient and discouraged. We can start to wonder if anything will ever sprout. It's easy to feel like we are stuck or spinning our wheels and going nowhere. But when we practice patience and curiosity, we can notice changes happening. Even if they are small, even if the time in between them feels too long, we can tune our attention and our hearts to look for signs of green buds appearing, rather than focusing on the spindly bare branches from which they will soon sprout. We can look with love for the good things to come. And we can look with love to nature for inspiration, encouragement, and comfort along our transformation journeys. The greater living world is in a constant state of transformation, and so are we. We are inherently interconnected with every living thing. And so together, we are constantly transforming and changing, both ourselves and each other, even when it seems as though nothing is happening. Even when we grow impatient with the pace of our transformation, transformation is still happening. Leaves, seeds, and ideas are sprouting. Roots and relationships are growing further and deeper. Deep within us and all around us. Collectively, we are transforming ourselves and our world. Because we are so inherently connected, every change that we make affects the entirety of humanity. Every single change and choice has ripple of effects like a pebble dropped in a pool of water. This world of ours is a dynamic being in constant flux. And so we can't help but be transformative beings. My most favorite transformation quote is by the late Octavia Butler. All that you touch is change. All that you change changes you. The only lasting truth is change. God is change. So when we feel as though our personal transformation is static and unmoving, we can remind ourselves of the inherently transformative nature of our interconnectedness. The cosmic ripples made by our choices and actions gently rock our interconnected web, keeping us all from being fixed and unmovable. Through our interconnectedness, we can be inspired by each other. We can be encouraged by each other. We can rest and find comfort in knowing that the transformation of others supports our own transformation. This knowing, this awe-filled knowing that our actions affect the whole of humanity can also help move us forward faster. Sometimes it's easier to do things for others than it is for ourselves. We need each other in so many ways. Several years ago, a therapist helped me see how this reframing could impact my own personal transformation. I struggle with asking for help, but I love nothing more than to help others. And the same is true for many of us. This wise therapist pointed out that if I am not asking for help from my loved ones, then I am denying them the joy of helping me. This was hugely transformative for me. It took some time, but slowly and surely, I have gotten better at asking for help. And when I am struggling to ask for help, I remind myself of how much joy I get from helping my loved ones. I don't want to deny any of them that same joy. And so together, with love, we can help each other transform and grow. Still, sticking with personal transformation for the long haul can be a challenge in our fast-paced world. We are inundated with messages that promise quick fixes and miraculous cures. And who wouldn't want that? Because who really has time for all this transformation stuff anyways? But that's not the way it works. And even if we did get that, we'd miss out on so much. There are so many good things in life that require time and patience as key ingredients. Good things like fresh baked bread and the joy of learning new skills. Bread dough needs time to bubble and rise. Learning new skills or breaking old habits requires repetition and probably more than a few mistakes. Personal transformation is about so much more than the end goal. Our end goals are more of a beacon that guides us, because each part of the transformation journey has gifts along the way. We cannot dismiss their value. We might find greater strength and resolve. We will hopefully find joy, even among challenges. There will no doubt be learning of all sorts. And if we are leaning into our interconnected web, our relationships will grow and prosper. And if we think about the important relationships in our lives, many of them have been forged through times of transformation. Centered in these relationships is love. Love for humanity and the well-being of each other. Love to inspire us to be our best selves, and love and concern for each other. Love is why we can grow and change. Love is why we can try and try again. Love helps us to be patient, even when we think we cannot wait any longer. Love gives us courage when we are afraid and energy when we are weary. And though it can take time, through love, good things can happen. And that is why we center love as Unitarian Universalists. Love has the power to transform, not just ourselves and each other, but to transform the world. Our living tradition is a transformative tradition, and there is no greater transformative power than love.
Our closing hymn is Turn the World Around. It's in your teal hymnal, 1074, right up here. And there are a lot of repeats in this song. If you're looking at the very first page, we sing that 3 times before we go on to the second page. And then in pages number 3 and 4, we will not go back with that, but we will use the very top line, do you know who I am? Do I know who you are? And then on page 5, we do that page 3 times. You'll see the 3 verses. And then finally, page 6, we'll also take that repeat too. That worked out really well. They were making their way up here, and we got through all those instructions.
We come from the fire, living in the fire. Go back to the fire, turn the world around. We come from the water, living in the water. Go back to the water, turn the world around. We come from the mountain, living on the mountain. Go back to the mountain, turn the world around. Ooh, so is life. Ah, so is life. Ooh, so is life. Ah, so is life. Do you know who I am? Do I know who you are? Do we one another clearly? Do we know who we are? Ooh, so is life a mighty one. So is life. Ooh, so is life a mighty one. So is life. Water makes the river, river wash the mountain. Fire makes the sunlight turn the world around. Heart is of the river, body is the mountain. Spirit is the sunlight, turn the world around. We are of the Spirit, truly of the Spirit. Only can the Spirit turn the world around. Ooh, so is life a mighty one. So is life. Ooh, so is life a mighty one. So is life. Ooh, so is life a mighty one. So is life. Ooh, so is life a mighty one. So is life.
Yes. Well done, everyone. Our closing words are by Emily Richards. May you leave this time together changed. May the promises you have made to yourself about who you want to be feel closer to the reality of who you are right now. May you share that feeling of transformation wherever you go. May it spread into every word, deed, thought, and interaction, until we are all changed, transformed, and transforming together, becoming our better selves.
May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sunshine warm upon your face. The rain fall soft upon your field. And until we meet again someday, may God hold you in the palm of His hand. May the memories that we have shared linger on and on. Linger on and on.
We hope that you've found meaning in today's service. We close with these words from Robin F. Gray. The flame is extinguished, but not our hope for the future, our courage in the face of crisis, or the love we share in all the world.